All right, so it's kind of cooled down a little bit. I'm gonna flip it over. Oh, look at that, it came right out. Hey everyone, I'm Dave, and today we're going to make a loaf of bread, but it's gonna be keto somehow, and it's gonna be the world's best according to ChatGPT. We're gonna see if that actually works out. 50-50 shot. It's not got a great record. It actually has a pretty good record. We'll see. So we are gonna start off with our favorite ingredient, cottage cheese. Now for this recipe, it does say we want our cottage cheese to be drained. And I learned in a recent video that to do that, you can just like put it on a paper towel and then kind of squish out all the liquid. I feel like slowly but surely we've been getting, I need a spoon. We've been getting better at cooking these cottage cheese recipes, but I don't know, you tell me. So I want a cup of cottage cheese, full fat. I'm kind of just letting it spill if I need to, there we go. And we're gonna spread it out on our cookie sheet here and we're gonna drain it because that makes a difference, I guess. It makes it better. So basically you want the liquid out so the bread doesn't end up wet feeling like a quiche or something, which I recently made cottage cheese muffins and I feel like if I had drained the cottage cheese, they might have come out a little better. They weren't bad, but in hindsight, now the video is already done, I can't really undo it, but in hindsight, I was thinking about it when I was eating them the other day and I was like, you know, I bet if we drained the cottage cheese, these would have come out a little better. So if you do try to make that recipe that I made on here, maybe consider draining the cottage cheese like this. And now this is what the internet tells me to do to drain the cottage cheese. Just put paper towel over it and kind of squish it out. Although some of the cottage cheese is staying on the paper towel. I'm what most people would call a non-professional cook. I'm the kind of guy who you're like, why is he even doing a cooking YouTube channel? Spank, spank, spank. Because someone needs to be out there representing the untalented chefs. People who aren't naturally great at cooking, have no education in cooking, but love cooking, either way. And you know, maybe they need a cook for their diet or for their family or whatever. All right, this is pretty drained, right? Cup of cottage cheese looks pretty drained. I think I'm happy with that. Let me know if you'd go further in the comments. Now I'm just gonna put this into a bowl, like so. Now, you don't wanna eat the paper towel part. It doesn't taste great. It's a little dry, although I may not have a choice. You gotta get it all off there. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty when cooking. All right, so we got our 1 cup of cottage cheese, which kind of feels like less cottage cheese now. Hopefully I didn't screw that up too bad. Then we want to add 5 eggs that are at room temperature. I've had my eggs out for a little bit. People get mad at me because I just put the shells back in the container. That's just how I roll, folks. 1, 2, I know it's triggering some of you right now. 3, 4. I mean, it's probably not safe, if we're being honest. Probably a salmonella breeding ground. Hold on, I got a shell in there. Got it. It's probably not the best. So maybe, you know, maybe I should stop doing it. But anyways, 5 eggs into the mix. We then want to add a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter or olive oil. It's up to you. I'm actually out of olive oil, so I went with unsalted butter. All right, so here's our 1/4 cup of melted butter. Goes into the mix, and then a teaspoon of, apple cider vinegar, which I'm gonna add right now. Is this really gonna work? Like, are we really, see what I wanted was like a loaf of bread that I could then use to make sandwiches, like keto sandwiches. That was the goal here. Mix all that up nice and good, but I don't know if it's gonna actually work. We're gonna see. I wonder if I should have blended up the cottage cheese. Do we really want chunks of cottage cheese? I mean, I guess that's what we're gonna have. Oh, actually, okay, so I'm looking at this recipe from ChatGPT. It was not very clear, but I asked it, I said, should I actually have curds? And it says after step 3, where I mix these ingredients, the curd should be gone, which means it's not just like a fork mix. I need to like food process them. Not clear, ChatGPT. I'm ashamed of you. I loved a comment I got on one of my videos. It was 30 seconds in and Dave's already going rogue. It was, I think, my cloud bread one. It just makes me laugh because I thought I pinned it because that's such a good representation of me and my cooking. It's like, we'll see what happens. I don't think I got that on camera. but I just tripped on my shoelace. I didn't think that really happened. I thought that was just something my mom used to say to scare me. But no, I literally tripped on my shoelace. I caught myself. It's all okay. All right, so what we actually want to do is we want to blend this into a smooth texture. All right, I got some more bowls. That's smooth. The curds are pretty much gone. Curds and whey. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider that sat down beside her and something. I don't remember the rest, guys. What's the rest of that? All right, I'm gonna set that aside. We're gonna move on to the dry ingredients, which will hopefully fit into this fancy Tupperware. We'll see. All right, so we wanna take some almond flour, 1.25 cups of it to be exact, and put it into a bowl here. There's a cup, and here's a quarter. It would be nice to have just like a nice recipe for a loaf of bread, a cottage cheese bread loaf, as it were. Then we want to take 1/4 cup of coconut flour and add that. So we got 1.25 cups of almond and then 1/4 of coconut. Worst case scenario, it comes out terrible and we can make fun of me. We also need 1/4 cup of psyllium. Wait, what? What is psyllium husk powder? Do I have that? I do. I got this in like the health section at Walmart. Like fiber, you know, like muscle building. It's called psyllium husk fiber. And you want 1/4 cup of that, which is kind of weird, but apparently it's gonna make some bread. We then want 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, which is like for the elasticity, I believe. Open up. There we go. Listen, I know you're still on the egg thing. I've been storing my eggs like that for 20 years. It's not great, but that's what I've been doing. Don't do it at home. That's my dangerous lifestyle choice. All right, we then want 2 teaspoons of baking powder added to our bowl. 1, is this a teaspoon or a tablespoon? Yeah, it's a teaspoon. That would have been a mistake. 1 and 2. Baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You know, the reason I wanted to do this though, more than anything, was I've just been craving a grilled cheese sandwich ever since I started keto. And you can't really have a grilled cheese because bread is all carbs. So if we can get a good loaf of bread, we can have it as a grilled cheese. 1/2 teaspoon of salt is what I just added. Then we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of sweetener. I'm gonna use this Truvia stevia leaf stuff. 1 tablespoon of that. Just stir up all the dry ingredients, kind of get them well blended together. So, I don't know, that your baking powder and salt can activate science and math and so on and so forth. Have I mentioned to you guys that I'm doing a new series of videos on my theme park vlog channel called Dave's Destinations, where I try out keto foods at various restaurants at Disney and Universal and other theme parks. So, you know, if you love theme parks and like the ambiance, you could watch it. If you love keto, you could watch it. Or if you're planning a trip down to the parks and you really don't want to go off keto, maybe it'll give you some sort of an idea of what you could be eating while you're on vacation. Anyways, add your dry ingredients to the wet and mix, and hopefully the dough doesn't come out super wet. Yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. Did I get it all? It's like sticking to the bottom here. Get out of the bowl. All right, let me mix it up. Forming a dough. Time to form a dough. Anyways, Dave's Destination link down below. I also try to put links for a lot of the tools I use down below. So if you see some product you want to get and you use those links, it would get me a commission. Mix it all up. Don't even tell me what sort of weird chemicals are in my old Tupperware. I don't want to know. I always see these like TikToks and stuff where people are testing them with radiation guns, and it's like, oh, my Fiesta-ware has tons of radiation in it. And I'm just like, hey, but I like my old Tupperware bowls. I don't know if Tupperware bowls have that, but I'm pretty sure Fiesta-ware is a little bit suspect. All right, that looks like a dough. Oh, it says add warm water and mix until a dough forms. So I need some warm water. Let me get that. All right, I've got warm water. I'm gonna add a little bit. It says add gradually, so I added 1/2 of it. We want a dough to form. It says something along the lines of it's gonna activate the psyllium husk powder. And now a dough should form because of some sort of magic with the psyllium husk powder. Please work, please work, please work. Do you ever talk to your recipes like, hey, please turn into a dough, please? It looks more doughy than it did a second ago. I feel like I should use a mixer. Am I gonna regret doing this? I don't know. I just feel like I can't really get it mixed good with my hands. Let's do this for a second. But that's not really how you form a dough. So maybe I shouldn't do it this way. Wee. Okay, so that's a little bit better. It says so over the next few minutes it's gonna form a dough. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Here's our dough. Does it look doughy? All right, so we now want to grease a 9x5 pan. I almost used this. That would have been bad. Glass cleaner. That's how you die. Don't do that. There. This is what I want. Pam. I guess I don't do it over the floor because I'll trip. You can also use parchment paper. Then we're gonna put it into the pan. Ooh, how sticky is it? I don't know. It says sticky wicket. I don't know what that is. Some sort of English thing people say. I've got a sticky wicket. All right, guys, so I don't know if that'll come across the microphone, but it's some sort of cricket reference. All right, so there's our loaf of bread. Hopefully it's amazing. Put it in the oven for an hour at 350 degrees, and if all goes well, we're gonna have a great loaf of bread. I will say 1 hour is long enough for me to not only clean up my mess, but do the dishes. So I guess I'll do that, and I'll be back in an hour to see if we've got an amazing bread recipe on our hands here. All right, so it's kind of cooled down a little bit. I'm gonna flip it over. Oh, look at that, it came right out. Huh. All right, so still hot. It's a loaf of bread and it's keto, and we're hoping it's great. This is a bread knife, right, where it's all serrated. What do you guys think? Does this look, wait, should I flip it? Let's just try to cut. This is supposed to be a loaf of bread. Now, I will say instantly, it's gonna be hard to make a grilled cheese on something like this. It'll be the world's smallest grilled cheese, but it does kind of look like bread. Look at that, it does kind of look like bread. I mean, it would be a micro sandwich, but hey, you know what? It's like a bread. Now, is it good? That's the question. I don't just normally eat bread plain, but we're gonna try it. Tastes like bread. Now, hold on though. I have this keto bread I got from the store, which looks a lot more like bread, but I don't really know that it's actually healthy. It's got water, wheat starch, wheat protein, isolate yeast, Gower gum, monoglycerides, soybean oil, which I've heard is not very healthy, cultured sugar. Cultured sugar, how does that go into a... Let me compare it. This is an interesting texture too. So this one kind of reminds me of like eating paper mache. This one has a better taste to it, the one we just made. And has less junk in it. Let's see, if we were just to take a little butter on it, kind of like a toast. Like we're at the Italian restaurant and they brought out the bread for us, you know, before we get our more bread dinner. We just try it with some butter on it. Or some olive oil maybe. This is much better than the store bread. Is this gonna get me a grilled cheese though? I don't know, it's too small. You need to like double the recipe to make it big enough for a grilled cheese. All right, so ChatGPT says for the whole loaf of bread we just made, it's 1,600 calories. Which is high, but then again, you wouldn't eat much more than like, you know, a little bit. And then the whole loaf is 16 net carbs, 138 total carbs. It's got 22 grams of fiber, which I think is that psyllium husk powder. Listen, we got a loaf of bread, we made it, it's keto, it's got cottage cheese, it's low carb, it tastes solid. It's not bad, it's not amazing. It's a nice bread substitute if you're on keto. So again, if we were to get, I wanna see how many slices we get. These are big slices too. You could use this to make French toast too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got 12 slices out of it. So for 12 slices, it says per slice would be 140 calories in that, and then 3 carbs, 1.4 net carbs in just one slice. So 1.5 carbs. You did 2, you could have like a little tiny sandwich. Cute. I don't know. Jury's out on this one. I don't know that I'd make it again because it's not, okay, so I want you guys to convince me. This is about the same, little less flavorful, but way easier. Although that wasn't that hard. But this has a lot of other crap in it. So is this stuff really unhealthy, this like Nature's Own keto bread? Should I avoid this? Am I better off doing something like this, a fresh homemade cottage cheese keto bread? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have a different bread recipe that you'd recommend over this. Try it out if you want to. Make sure you subscribe for more adventures in keto. I'm Dave, and we'll see you next time.